So at ICHK, ICT is very much fundamental to a lot of learning that takes place. It's not that we have to use ICT, it's not that we want to use it in every situation, but we try and pick and choose the situations where we can really offer students something different, something new through the use of ICT. For example, you might use Skype in a format called Mystery Skype, where students connect with another classroom somewhere else in the world. And the students have to try and guess where the other classroom is based on questioning the students, and it works both ways. So that's something that you just can't do without technology. As the ICT team and for teachers in general, we're always looking for those opportunities to try and find new and novel ways to use ICT. The model of ICT instruction at primary is what we'd call an integration module. There are no discrete ICT lessons, but ICT is taught in the various classes that students study through units of inquiry, through English, maths, PSHE, Chinese, and music, and beyond. And what we have is a team of 4 staff with a set digital literacies coach who visits the classrooms and works with the different teachers to try and get them to help their students get the most out of ICT. So in the transition from primary to secondary, we move from an integrated model to a discrete model where students do have standalone ICT classes. And this coincides with them getting their own laptop for the first time for most students. So they arrive in Year 7 and they have a new laptop, and it's a really exciting time for them as they transition into a much more adult environment. For myself as an individual teacher and for the school as a whole, we really appreciate that a student's attitude is one of the fundamental tools that they have to become a successful student. So our focus in teaching ICT is actually less on the technology and far more on how students conceive of themselves in relation to the technology and what attitudes and attributes they bring. So when we assess students, when we create learning opportunities for them, we think about 7 main attitudes that we want them to have, or main attributes. And these are things like being ICT enabled, which is to do with skills, but also the much broader areas of problem solving, of being media savvy, of having a hacker-maker attitude where you try and build and fix things. It's about being tech sensitive, so on and so forth. And we really focus in the classroom on the social side of learning, on helping students work together rather than in competition. All of these attitudes hopefully combine together to give you students who are positive, who are energized, and who really enjoy learning whatever subject it is that they're involved in. For many schools, the approach to digital responsibility and digital citizenship is to block access to as many things as possible. And in fact, we take quite the opposite approach. We don't block anything, and we don't really monitor digitally what students are doing. Instead, we try and build right from the outset a view in the students that they need to be responsible and they need to be mindful of their own digital citizenship, their own use of technology. And what we find is that with skilled teachers who monitor students, we can spot problem behavior through technology without needing to spy on the kids, essentially. And as we build up through the school, we try and promote this view through a lot of classroom discussion, and the focus is always on how students are using technology and whether they're using it sensibly, effectively, positively, and responsibly. So many schools talk about innovation, but few schools really look outside the boundaries of their own school to find inspiration for innovation. And I think that's one of the things as a school, primary and secondary, that we do quite well. We look outside deliberately and try and take inspiration from a range of sources. And that's true on the ICT front, but also generally. At the same time, there's some innovations that we have genuinely developed in school, and these are things that we're really proud of and that we think really showcase what the school's about.